Ayan, good morning class! Ayan, so today, i-continue lang natin yung lesson 4. Ayan, ito yung part 2 ng lesson 4, which is yung various techniques na summarizing a variety of academic texts. Ayan, continuation lang to class. Medyo, sabi ko nga sa inyo last time, and yung based dun sa post ko sa stream sa Google Classroom natin, medyo lengthy yung or mahaba yung lesson. So, sa lesson 4, ito lang yung another 5 easy techniques in summarizing various academic texts. So, last time, di ba nagpahapyaw ako about dun what is summarizing, ano ba yung mga techniques na pwede natin gamitin. Like, for example, binigay ko, uh, in example ko dun is yung Venn diagramming, outlining, yan. And then, dito ngayon, mabibigay ako ng additional, easy, ayan, yung 5 easy techniques in summarizing. Yan, so isa-isahin natin sa class. Technique number 1, which is yung somebody wanted but so then. Ayan, ano nga ba yung somebody wanted but so then? So, somebody wanted but so then is an excellent summarizing strategy for stories. Each word represents a key question related to the story essential elements. Tingnan natin yung mga elements na yan. Yan, yung somebody muna. Somebody who is the story about. So, tinutukoy lang nito is yung character. Yan yung main character ng story or ng reading materials na binabasa ninyo. And then, yung wanted, what does the main character want? Ano ba yung action or gusto nung mangyari nung character or nung main character? Then, but, identify a problem that the main character encountered. So, tinutukoy lang dito sa but is yung problema na may encounter ng main character. So, how does the main character solve the problem? So, ano yung paraan para ma-solve or masagot niya yung problemang na-encounter niya, which is yung main character nga. And then, yung then, tell how the story ends. So, paano na nagwakas yung story? Ano yung naging ending? So, here is an example of this strategy in action. Yan, somebody. Yung title niya is yung Little Red Riding Hood. She wanted to take cookies to her sick grandmother. But she encountered a wolf pretending to be her grandmother. So she ran away crying for help. Then a woodsman heard her and saved her from the wolf. Yan. So, ayun yung kanina, ayun yung ah na-fill out na natin yung somebody who wanted but so then. So, ano yung mga essential parts nun? Yan. Ano ba yung mga dapat na included kapag somebody? And then, wanted, but, so, then. And then, this one, after answering the questions, combine the answer to form a summary. So, kapag natapos na natin yung katulad kanina, yung format ng somebody wanted but so then, gagawa na natin siya, isa-summarize na natin siya. Pagsasama-samahin na natin yon. Yan. Like this one. Little Red Riding Hood wanted to take cookies to her sick grandmother, but she encountered a wolf. He got to her grandmother's house first and pretended to be the old woman. And he was going to eat Little Red Riding Hood, but she realized what he was doing and ran away, crying for help. A woodsman heard the girl's cries and saved her from the wolf. Yan. So dito, sa he got to her grandmother's house first and pretended to be the old woman, yung tinutukoy lang niya dyan is yung wolf. Ayan. Then, second technique, yan, which is yung SAAC method or yung SAAC method. So, let us explain about SAAC. Yan. The SAAC method is another useful technique for summarizing any kind of text, whether it is story, article, speech, and etc. Yan. SAAC is an acronym for state, assign, action, and complete. Each word in the acronym refers to a specific element that should be included in the summary. Yan. Let us identify ano nga ba yung mga included information dito sa SAAC method. Yan. First, yung state. Name of the article, book, or story. Very explainable. Ano ba yung pinaka-title nung binabasa ninyong article, book, or story, or and etc. Then, sa assign, the name of the author. Ayan, sino yung author nung binabasa ninyong reading materials. Ayan, binabasa ninyong reading materials. Then, action, what the author is doing. Whether, ano ba siya? Ano ba yung action na ginagawa niyan? Like, for example, he or she tells, he or she explains. Yun yung tinutukoy nating action. Nakapokus lang siya sa action ni author. Yan, ang sinusulat niya yung reading materials or writing piece na yan. And then complete the sentence or summary with keywords and important details. So, dito sa complete, i-identify nyo lang, hanapin ninyo yung mga important details, tsaka yung keywords nung binabasa ninyo. This method is particularly helpful for students who are learning the format of a summary and need reminders to include the title and author's name. Yan. However, SAAC does not include clear guidance about which details to include. Ayan. Wala siyang malinaw na guidance or explanation kung ano yung mga details na i-include ninyo kapag gagamitin nyo yung SAAC method, which some student might find tricky. Siyempre, kung hindi nga siya malinaw kung ano yung yung details lang na isasama ninyo kapag magsa-summarize na kayo gamit itong SAAC method. Siyempre, para sa mga student, malilito sila. They might find it tricky. Yan. If you use SAAC with your students, remind them of the types of details that belong in a summary before instructing them to work independently. So, para yan sa teacher. Yan. Kapag daw ipapagawa sa inyo yung SAAC method, kailangan i-remind yung mga student ano ba yung types of details na kasama or belong dun sa ginagawa ninyong summary before instructing them to work independently, bago kayo hayaang gumawa ng mag-isa. Ayan, bago kayo mag-summarize. Kailangan i-explain muna ano yung details na isasama, types of details na belong or isasama dun sa pagsasummary ninyo gamit yung SAAC method. Here is an example of SAAC in example. Yan, state, which is, ito yung pinaka-title niya. State, ano yung title? The Boy Who Cried Wolf. Assign, sino yung sumulat or sino yung author? Aesop, a Greek storyteller. Yan, action. Ano ba yung naging action dyan yung author? Yan, for example, he tells. Yan. And then complete, what happens when a shepherd boy repeatedly lies to the villagers about seeing a wolf. So, dito nga sa complete, ito yung detalye na nakuha ninyo dito, which is dito sa reading materials na binasa ninyo. For example, yung The Boy Who Cried Wolf. Ayan. Then, use the four SAAC cues to write out a summary. Ayan, of The Boy Who Cried Wolf in complete sentences. So, ito na yung pagsusulat ng summary nung The Boy Who Cried Wolf gamit yung SAAC quotes. Ayan. The Boy Who Cried Wolf by Aesop, a Greek storyteller, tells what happens when a shepherd boy repeatedly lies to the villagers about seeing a wolf. After a while, they ignore his false cries. Then, when a wolf really does attack, they don't come to help him. So, ito na po yung finished product naging summarize gamit yung yung SAAC method. Ayan. And then, let us proceed to technique number 3, which is the 5 W's and 1 H. Ayan. I'm pretty sure that you are familiar and nagamit nyo na tong 5 W's and 1 H. Ayan. na-discuss na yan sa inyo before, like for example, nung elementary kayo, or during high school days, yan, yung junior high school days, yan, I'm sure na-encounter nyo na rin siya. So, dito, gagamitin natin siyang technique sa pagsama. Okay, let me explain this. Ayan. The 5 W's and 1H strategy relies on 6 crucial questions. Yan. Ano nga ba yung 5 W's and 1H na yan? So, ito po, yung who, what, when, where, why, ayun yung under ng 5 W's, and yung how, yan yung 1H. Yan, strategy. Ito yung who, what, when, where, why, and how. Sila yung tinatawag nating the 5 W's and 1H strategy. Yan. These questions make it easy to identify the main character, the important details, and the main idea. Yan. Let us use this. Yan. Isa-isahin muna natin sila para makapag-come up kayo sa summarization nitong gamit yung 5 W's and 1H question. Yan. Who is the story about? Yan. What did they do? When did the action take place? So, dito sa when, syempre, yung time yung tinutukoy natin siya. And where did the story happen? Saan? Or ano yung place na or yung lugar ng pinangyarihan nung naging action or nung sa storya. And then, why did the main character do what he or she did? So, bakit niya nga nagawa yung action na yun? And how did the main character do what he or she did? Yan. So, ito lang yung 5 W's and 1H. Yan, ganito siya. Ganito yung tamang paglalagay o pagpaprocess niyan kapag bago kayo magsulat. Ayan, gamit nga yung 5 W's and 1H bago kayo mag-summarize. So, eto na yung try these techniques with a familiar fable such as the tortoise and the hare. Yon, so gagamitin natin yung 5 W's and 1H dito sa paano i-summarize tong the tortoise and the hare. Ayan. Who, syempre, sino yung pinaka-main character, which is yung the tortoise. What? He raised a quick, boastful hare and won. So, ano yung pinaka-naging action ni main character. Then, when isn't specified in this story, so it's not important in this case. So, yung time nitong fable na to, hindi daw binanggit dito, hindi siya naka-specify. So, meaning to say, hindi siya important. Yan. Where an old country road. So, where, ano nga ba, or saan yung lugar na pinangyarihan nung pinaka-naging action. Yan. Dun sa story. And then, why? The tortoise was tired of hearing the hare boast about his speed. So, bakit nag-come up siya dun sa ganung action? Or ano yung nag-udyok sa kanya kung bakit siya nag-come up dun sa ganung action? Yan, like for example, the tortoise was tired of hearing the hare boast about his speed. So, kaya hinamon niya. Yan. Kaya ito yung naging makapag-come up siya sa ganyang action. Yan. And then, last part, which is yung how, the tortoise kept up his slow but steady pace. Yan. How, ano yung naging ending or naging ending ng action na ginawa ng tortoise. Yan. Siyempre, nanalo siya kasi the tortoise kept up his slow but steady pace. Ayan. So, ganito lang po yung pag-iisa-isa or pag-identify so saang part ba yan ng the 5 W's and 1H question. So, then use the answers to the 5 W's and 1H to write a summary of incomplete sentences. So, gagamitin na natin siya. Yan, para sa summary. Isa-summarize na natin yung the hare and the tortoise. Tortoise got tired of listening to hare boast about how fast he was. So, he challenged hare to a race. Even though he was slower than hare, tortoise won by keeping up his slow and steady pace when he stopped to take a nap. So, ito na yung naging result or finished product ng summarization techniques gamit yung 5 W's and 1 H. Yan. And then, yung pang-apat na techniques, which is yung first, then, and yung first, then, finally. Yan. Let me discuss this. The first, then, finally technique helps students summarize events in chronological order. When we say chronological order, ito yung pagkakasunod-sunod, tamang arrangement ng mga events or pangyayari dun sa reading materials na binabasa ninyo, whether it is about article, stories, and etc. Yan. The three words represent the beginning, main action, and conclusion of a story respectively. Ito na, identify, isa-isahin natin siya para mas madaling maintindihan. So, first, what happened first? Include the main character and main event or action. Meaning to say, pag sinabi natin first, ano daw yung unang nangyari? Yan. Siyempre, i-include nyo dyan yung main character, yan. Tsaka yung main event or yung naging action ng main character. And then, dito tayo sa... Then, what key details took place during the event or an action? When we say key details, ayan, ito lang yung mga important pieces of information that support the main idea. So, ito yung mga important information na makakapag-suporta dun sa main idea ninyo. Yan. Then, finally, what were the results of the event or an action? When we say finally, ito yung naging resulta or ending nung naging action ni main character. Yan. Here is an example using Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Using these techniques, which is yung first, then, and finally. So, class, ito na yung summary nung Goldilocks and the Three Bears. Gamit yung summarization technique, which is yung first, then, and finally. First, Goldilocks entered the bear's home while they were gone. Then, she ate their food, sat in their chairs, and slept in their beds. Finally, she woke up to find the bears watching her. So, she jumped up and ran away. So, ayan lang yung pinaka-summarize nung the Goldilocks and the Three Bears using the summarization technique, which is yung first, then, and finally. Then, this one is the last, summarization techniques, which is yung give me the gist. When someone asks for the gist of a story, they want to know what the story is about. In other words, they want a summary, not a retelling of every detail. So dito sa give me the gist, syempre, sabi nga natin, itong mga techniques na to, for summary siya. Yan. Dito sa pag sinabi natin the gist, ito yung pinaka-key point or yung summary or summary nung story. Yan. It is not a retelling of every detail. Kaya nga tayo nagsa-summarize kasi kung every detail siya nating ikikwento, napakahaba niyan. Ayan. Kaya kailangan natin siyang gamitan na summarization techniques. Like this example, yan, which is yung the gist. Give me the gist. Or yung, kung ano lang yung pinaka-nilalaman nung article or story, etc. or other reading materials na binabasa ninyo. To introduce the gist method, explain that summarizing is just like giving a friend the gist of a story, and have your students tell each other about their favorite books or movies in 15 seconds or less. You can use the gist method as a fun, quick way to practice summarizing on a regular basis. thesis. So, sabi ko nga sa inyo a while ago, sa give me the gist, it is just like giving a friend the gist of a story. Yan, gist. And then, yun lang po yung explanation nung give me the gist. Then, let us tackle about when summarizing is useful. Ayan. When summarizing is useful. Ayan. Summarizing is useful in many types of writing and at different points in the writing process. Summarizing is used to support an argument, provide context for a paper's thesis, write literature reviews, and annotate a bibliography. So, summarizing, makakatulong yan sa inyo. Like, for example, yan. Siyempre, after nung sa research ninyo, class, diba? After ninyo makapag-produce or makapag-come up sa title or topic, ano na yung mga susunod ninyong gagawin? Siyempre, maghahanap kayo ng information na mailalagay ninyo sa introduction. So, and dun sa RRL, ayan. So, summarizing techniques, magagamit nyo siya kasi sa introduction, ito lang yung pinaka-summarize ng magiging study ninyo. Ayan. Pinakabuod in Tagalog. Another, the benefit of summarizing lies in showing the big picture, which allows the reader to contextualize what you are saying. Yan. When we say big picture, ito yung pinaka-idea. Yan. Regarding dun sa reading materials na binabasa ninyo, paano nyo siya mabivisualize. Ayan. In addition to the advantages of summarizing for the reader, as a writer, you gain a better sense of where you are going with your writing, which parts need elaboration, and whether you have comprehended the information you have collected. Ayan. So, class, yun lang yung end ng part 2. Yan, ng part 2 ng lesson 4. And then, asahan ninyo, may kasunod pa yan, kasi nga continuation. Ayan. Meron pa siyang part 3 and part 4. Sabi ko nga sa inyo a while ago, yung lesson 4 ay lengthy lesson. So, mahaba. Ayan. So, class, I hope na may natutunan kayo ngayong araw based dito sa video discussion ko. Then, if you have another questions or medyo confused pa kayo, ayan, inform nyo lang ako, i-PM nyo lang ako regarding this topic. Ayan, sasagutin ko naman siya. Ayan, so, bye-bye class. God bless.